Hello, Amelia Shaw here, AgForce Queensland's Policy Officer for Drought and Climate Change.
Helen Lewis, AgForce Drought Policy Committee, FACD, and producer out at Warwick.
So Helen, at the moment drought policy is a particular interest for both state and federal politics. We've just been asked as AgForce to provide a submission into the review of drought policy, and we're wanting to ensure that the financial services and support that is available, even though it is a small amount for our producers, that it is effective and it improves the outcomes for our primary producers. And in these submissions we made a lot of reference to our agriculture business cycle. Can you provide us a little bit of an outline and an overview as to what the agriculture business cycle is?
Yes, sure, Amelia, and I think it's a really great initiative AgForce is taking on board. It allows producers to be in the driver's seat, and that's critical because if people can make their own decisions and own their decision of where they are in the agricultural business cycle, it really helps with them to implement what they need in their business. It highlights that every individual, every agricultural enterprise is unique, and it showcases that everyone's going to be at a different stage at any given time. So the agricultural business cycle allows people to tailor-make ultimately how they manage dry times.
Yep. So Helen, you've mentioned that this cycle is to be used across Queensland and potentially federally as well, and utilising that there. Obviously we're a big country. How do we recognise and respond to the uniqueness of each of our properties and ensuring that it's not just a financial reaction?
Sure. So everyone knows that one property within half an hour of each other, one farm can get a lot of rain and one farm can get not much. So I guess that's a truth that's out there. So by individual producers putting their hand up and deciding what stage of the agricultural business cycle they're at, they can then access, and given that they have done taken certain initiatives within that phase, they are then eligible for the next phase. It highlights the uniqueness of each individual business. And drought is not just purely financial, there's social and environmental considerations. And so within the ag business cycle, we've ensured that there are social, financial and environmental initiatives that producers and enterprises can take and put in place to assist with them managing dry times better. And
that's utilising existing mechanics and initiatives that are out there. It's not coming up with a new program, it's utilising what we've currently got. So we've obviously made these submissions. What is the next step? How can we get AgForce members and the wider community to get involved in your eyes?
Yeah, so I guess it's about just being aware. I think we as an AgForce Policy Committee have got some work to do in regards to the pathway forward for the implementation of the policy and for the initiative of the framework. It has been supported at NFF level and has been written as part of their submission to the Intergovernmental Agreement on Drought, and so we're moving forward in regards to having that in place, and it is. I guess we're keen to hear from members about their perspectives about what has worked or what hasn't worked well in drought for them, what programs they would like to see continued or what tweaks they'd like to make to programs, because ultimately we're trying to make this as easy as possible to implement. So by using existing is common sense. However, obviously then there has to be room for improvement as we move through and over time. So if there are obvious ways in which certain programs could have been improved, or maybe the criteria or application process was cumbersome, those are the sorts of information is critical and valuable to ensure that we do actually improve the accessibility and utilisation of those funds effectively, those limited funds effectively.
Great. Well, if you have any particular questions as to the cycle in itself, you can more than welcome to reach out to AgForce if you'd like to provide any feedback or would like access to the business cycle itself. Please feel free to get in contact. Thank you, Helen.
Thanks, Mila.